I'm Summer.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're here with Wallace Smith. So we have some questions for you. We have some like real questions, and we have some fun questions at the end, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll start out with, you've played Simba on tour and on the Broadway stage. What do you think is the difference between playing on tour and Broadway?
Well, I mean, touring is basically like your schedule is different. It's a lot more stress because you go from, you know, you can go from a warm climate city to like a cold climate city within like a couple days. It's a lot more physical. It's a lot more draining. Whereas if you're doing something on Broadway, you're in the same place every day, so all your energy just goes to going to work at night. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Wallace,
Sure.
you've been doing Broadway for quite a while now. But when did you realize that this was what you wanted to do?
He hit the ground running at the speed of light. His star was brightly shining like a neon light. It's your favorite son.
Honestly, I never really wanted to do Broadway. I just like to do theater. It really wasn't something that I was like, you know what, one day I'm going to make it to Broadway. It's something that just happened. But it happened from the place of genuine love for the arts and for musical theater. And I just pretty much focused on my love for that. And then it seemed like the more that I just kind of gave into that love for it and worked hard at it, opportunities just started to come.
Great, so what advice would you give to someone who is trying to break into business?
Well, for one, I mean, I would say, you know, make sure it's something that you love to do. Make sure it's something that you feel like it makes you happy and that you can bring other people happiness through it. Because I think the entertainment industry can be very vain. And I think that it's definitely a place where if you're going to pursue it, you're going to have to ask yourself, how are you going to deal with the rejection and, and not getting a part, and when you're having to wait tables or work a part-time job. I mean, because it's your love for it that'll keep you going through all of that stuff. So I would say just make sure it's something that you love. Everything else will fall into place. My opinion.
Yeah. So Godspell has a lot of just amazing moments. What's your favorite part of the show?
I would probably say like the most meaningful moment for me is when I see Jesus up on the cross. And it's meaningful for me because I think it's a moment where the audience gets to see that Judas really didn't want to do what he did. And I think that everybody can relate to that because we've all done something or had something happen to us that we wish hadn't happened. And I think that is one of the most powerful moments in the show, because when you think about Judas, people are always like, oh my God, he's the one that, he's the villain. But in our production, we really show that it's not so much about him being the villain as it's something that he had to do.
What is one lesson that Broadway has taught you?
That's a great question. One lesson that Broadway has taught me is that, what is for you is for you. What is meant to happen, it will happen. I think it's taught me that, sometimes doors don't open for good reasons, and the ones that do, it's all about timing. So that's probably the biggest thing. Because I've had weird stuff happen to me as far as booking jobs, and even jobs I didn't book. And just the way, for me, it's been more about like how things have happened. Like they happened, but it was the way that they happened. Like for instance, when I got American Idiot, hair had just closed.
That was really.
It was fast.
It was a quick turnaround.
It was fast. Like Hair had we got the announcement that Hair was closing, and then the next day I had an audition for American Idiot, and I hadn't even seen American Idiot, and it just went. It just happened.
Yeah.
When I was doing Ragtime closed, and then Hair was having auditions, and it went right into that. So I mean, I went from Ragtime to Hair to American
That's really
Idiot.
lucky. I don't know. Have you ever had a Broadway blooper?
Like,
A big like whoops on stage.
let me think for a second. I don't think so. Oh no, yes I have. Opening night for Hair, because I was HUD, so I wore an afro. We were still trying to figure out how to make the afro work on my head. And opening night, some weird way, I mean, I was sweating so much, but the wig started coming off. But the magic of theater, we saved it, but like, it was pretty bad.
You knew it was happening.
Oh
The
yeah,
audience-
I can feel the bobby pins coming up
Yeah.
loose and the tape coming off. And, you know, so that's one. Lion King, my mask came off before. Yeah, it's weird stuff. Yeah. But I would say that's about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nothing too terrible.
No.
No falling, no breaking anything.
No. What's your lesson?
Since we are so close to Halloween,
Yeah.
Wallace, what do you think of Halloween?
Well, for one, I'm probably not going to dress up because I haven't had time to get a costume. But my costume, the person I wanted to be was Captain Crunch.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really good. That'd be so cool.
I had a really I had this idea I was going to be Captain Crunch, and you know, because one year I was like Dorothy from The Wiz, and sometimes I switch it up on people.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Very
thank you so
welcome.
much.
No, I'm totally glad that I could talk to you guys. So,
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
very welcome.
Good luck tonight.
Wallace.
Thank you.